That's bad.
I haven't. Yeah.
I hit legs 2 days ago.
I thought you hit it. Oh no, because the
Video, yeah. It was. I hate it because I can't do any actual working things. But my ankle, I was able to give a jog yesterday. I went to jog for a basketball and it worked. So leg day is coming tomorrow. An actual leg day, I know. I'm excited. But here, let me lock in real quick. Wait, hold on. Oh, you
No,
gotta.
I don't got it.
Yeah.
I don't got it.
Um, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, The Weight of His Glory. As you can see, we have a returning guest from a while. It's been a while since he's been on, but today, as you guys see from the title, we're gonna be kind of just going over and trying to give our own, not just testimony over it, but how to overcome fear and anxiety when it comes to sharing the gospel with not just non-believers, but with people who are in other religions, other faiths, and to other Christians as well. So before we get started, though, Huddy's gonna lead us in a little prayer.
Do you have any prayer requests?
Honestly, currently not at this second. Just allow this conversation not just to help them, but to help each other grow, and maybe like a Fortnite victory round or something.
Victory. Lord, I thank you for this beautiful day that you created. Father, I just want to thank you for everything you've done in my life and Trey's life. Lord, I just pray that you allow this conversation not to enlighten each other, but as well as the people watching, Father, and that it just gives them a new light and a new uh, idea and interest in the subject that we're going to be talking about. But again, I just thank you so much for everything you've done for us. Thank you for dying on the cross for us, Lord. We're so eternally grateful. Lord, I just pray that you give us the strength to do well today in the gym, Father, that give us the strength and energy to push through the sets that Trey's going to come up with. Lord, in the mighty name I pray.
Amen. Dude, your prayer game is constantly increasing. That's insane. It was making me just think of Bible study. Get some fatigue going. Yeah. So with you first, I realized we kind of skipped over. If you would, I think you've kind of shared a little bit about yourself back in the older videos, but obviously you've grown since then. So would you like to share who you are, your testimony a little bit to the? He's like, no. I'm a born again believer. That's it all. I, I guess I could share. Oh yeah, the dark and mysterious, nonchalant, bourbon boy. It's all right. So Hudson, who is Hudson? What is new since they've last seen you?
I've been getting my Bible a bit more. I've been trying to learn more from older people and get other people's point of views on like different subjects and stuff. Like get their opinions. Also trying to get in touch with wiser people and older people in the faith.
That's smart. Very smart. Oh yeah, you can lower it a little bit.
I'm lowering.
It's not heavy. It might be.
Actually, maybe. I haven't been in a while.
But yeah, that is smart. I noticed because you've talked to me about how you
I'm young. I don't know much.
Yeah, but the key thing is you're what, 16? So you really did dive into your actual relationship with him earlier than me, but even like I'm not even 2 years into the faith per se, but because of just the desire to be able to know these to just know more about God and just the life I'm entering, you no matter how young you are, you can know more about a certain part of scripture than even I know, or someone who's been in been in the faith their whole life, but it is always smart. It'd be very unwise, and I think it even talks about in scripture to seek not counseling, but like uh I'm gonna butcher it. It has to do with something with just like seeking advice from others, seeking knowledge, but going this doesn't say it, but obviously I feel like you just always have to make sure you're going about it in a careful way. So that way, because like for a while, like my first 2 or 3, maybe honestly, I'd say like 6 months into my journey, I was still. I don't know if you know the Elevation Church. There's just a lot of. It's becoming more known now, but they're just very not biblically based and very much falling into the line of false teachers, false prophets. And I got all my information from them, and so without ever questioning and going to check the Bible myself, which is the key thing is when you get this information, you should never just take it straight up as facts. You should always go and fact check it. If not, you're limiting your knowledge just one, but you could also be helping that person who's giving you, if it is wrong information, you're helping them out as well. So I'm as I entered when I walked into the gym, I was thinking about when we were at the Cup with Brady.
Oh yeah, yep.
That was the first time I've ever seen you or I've ever made someone else besides myself go and talk about the Lord to someone that we had no
It was great.
knowledge. Yeah,
Personally, thank y'all.
it was. It really. I was actually when you were praying, I was kind of talking to God about it. I kind of zoned you out. I'm not gonna lie. It's because you didn't talk about Fortnite. Um, uh, but I just was remembering how at first you were clearly. I mean, I think you could admit it. You were definitely on the nervous side to do it. I mean, we all were. But I think that was a very key step in turning into the person you are now, because you, as a Christian, you're constantly taking those uncomfortable steps, especially when it comes to sharing the gospel. It's going to be like that all the time. Oh, shoot, this was our second one already. Now we're moving to the real stuff. Okay. You feeling good? My boobies are already kind of tingling.
Yeah.
This is either a sign of a good chest day or a heart attack. I can't tell. I just take steroids and then
At least
rest.
you're putting the numbers on the inside.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually didn't even realize I did that until
Yeah,
after.
I'm glad.
Um, no, that's not right. This goes around,
Oh.
so there's just more resistance as you're going up. Um, but yeah, what was I talking about? You going and talking to her, yeah, and that is something we're just gonna constantly. That the feeling you have, obviously, I'm assuming was a pretty nerve wracking, but I'm hoping that it's gotten easier the more you've done it.
Oh, for y'all don't know, Trey and Brady forced me to talk to this random woman at the cup. It was very scary because one, I don't like women; they're scary, and two, it was my first time ever really like talking about the gospel with somebody I didn't know.
That's yeah. But I think I was also thinking about how back in those Bible studies, how you weren't very talkative. You were just there to listen.
Yeah, because like I said before, I like to listen to other people's opinions before giving my own.
And
Does
so
that make sense? Like learning from other people.
yeah, that's an Alpha Sigma male thing to do. I'm not gonna lie. No, but I'm yeah, like I was saying, I hope it has. You've noticed that it's gotten easier to talk about the faith to people.
Have I noticed?
Yeah, hopefully.
Dang, bro, you're tall.
You might have to
I'm a
yeah,
raise.
raise.
You tall.
No, you might want to raise it up.
Raise it.
Yeah, because it's supposed to. Yeah, it's your upper boobies. But just well, actually try both. I want to see how you feel about them. You might be onto something, but you might not. I'm not gonna lie. I always just sit down wherever it's been placed. But so I can't say personally for what you experienced that kind of anxiety to go and do it. Besides the fact that they were a girl and you were still young in your faith, but I think I think everyone experiences that, especially the first few times they're going about doing it, just because they're not they. I personally was struggling with. I don't know if I know the right words to say, or um, I also put a lot of responsibility on if I do go and talk to someone and share the gospel. I was expecting them to be instantly converted and instantly want to give their life, and that's
Yeah, that works.
yeah. Uh, through trial and error, I've realized that that responsibility and that stress kind of just limits, and realizing you could say every right verse, every right thing you would think that would convince anyone to come to the faith, but it's instantly or ultimately up to them to make that choice and God to speak what He needs to into their lives. But a key thing, so I was watching a few videos. Like I said, I couldn't find any direct scripture. There was one that I found and a few you found, but so the key thing, how did that feel? Are you doing it again? No.
It,
Okay.
it was good.
I'm sorry, sir.
It wasn't bad. Don't worry.
He's gatekeeping me from entering over there.
Yeah,
All right. So
yeah.
the key thing, um, one of the no, not the key thing. One of the key things is not the one and only way, but is you got to be able you got to live the way you're talking, because if you're telling people all these everything like about the faith but you're not following it yourself, you're a hypocrite. You're no different than the Pharisees, the hypocritical Pharisees that Christ was constantly just not all too pleased with. Um, because they honestly, I mean, you could just see throughout Scripture they gave a bad rep for anyone as far as the faith goes, because they weren't living out what they were talking about. And so, especially if you want to go and evangelize and speak the truth to people, if you're not living it, it's gonna make it a lot harder, and you're gonna have more anxiety and stress just to go do it, because you know deep down that you're not practicing what you preach. Um, which yeah, like that's one of the key things to keep in mind, not the ultimate key thing, the one and only. I might not use that band for this. We're gonna do two more sets, or so four sets in total. Um, yeah, you're gonna like them. Um, but the well, there was something I wrote. Okay, so I think you can clearly see in someone who really spent their life with, I mean, he literally walked with Jesus throughout his whole ministry, was Peter. And um, you see how his stress and anxiety came from the fear of being obviously put on the put being crucified as well. So it wasn't the exact same reason we would have fear now, but you see he lived with Jesus on the day to day, and he still, once he was being pushed about his faith, and asked if he followed that and if he walked alongside Christ, he denied him. Denied him three times, as we all know, and um, you could tell whenever every time he would respond to these people who were questioning him, just in the how he responded, the the fear he had, and the just anxiety of what would come if he said yeah. So we're gonna go up. How does that weight feel? Um,
What'd you put on?
2.5. No, 2.25.
Okay, I was about to say.
We're going up big boy weight, 2.5s. But
Oh.
I cannot believe you. Yeah, all right.
You said you put a 25?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we did a 25. If you didn't know.
Just making sure.
But no, do you have any why do you, so besides the obvious reason of him being crucified if he admitted it, why do you personally think he had so much just you why he answered the way he did, why he was so scared to be open about what he believed in and who he stood for?
In that moment,
Yeah.
scripture.
He's a scripture man.
Shoot, that's in John, right?
It's honestly in all of them. It should be.
I love Matthew. I love Matthew.
Whoa, whoa. You love a guy named Matt? Um, there's something I was about to say. Oh, hell is a wee bit heavier. Oh, it's so quiet in here.
So in the courtyard and so Jesus united. So in one sense, it makes me think that he was scared of being crucified. Yes.
Mm.
Um, which is probably the main reason. What it seems like
Mm-hmm.
because he was watching from a distance.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I still think, if you look at it, that's still pretty commendable because every other disciple, once he got arrested, they all literally fled. Like they
Well, not
left.
when he got arrested.
All the
I don't
disciples.
think. Did they all just run?
I'm
I
almost
don't
positive.
think they did.
I'll look at the scripture, but I'm almost positive. I know because he was the only one who stuck around, even though he ended up denying him. That's why he was out of far. I don't think I'm 98%. Oh no, you're good.
Sure. You gotta make it obvious.
Now you got a close up. I know. I yeah, I'm 98% positive they fled all. They all fled right after he got taken. That's why it only mentions Peter being there. Is that heavy? It's a bit. You're gonna do a super or drop set then.
That's fine.
Is that tad bit?
Tad bit.
Oh, it's raining. It's alright. You just gotta take more trim. That's as simple as that.
Right.
But I mean, so if that is the case though, that they all fled, even though he denied him, he still, you can see he still had passion though, and he still cared for Christ. Because I mean, why else would he follow him, even if it was from afar? He just clearly was scared to stand by his side, if that makes sense. And I think that's almost like people who are scared to share the gospel, like we're called to, but they still believe that he died for our sins. They're they're scared of what comes with fully being walking alongside him, but they're not as scared to follow him from a distance, kind of deal. If that makes does that make any sense to you?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Really,
But,
I put down it.
you gotta remember, he did end up getting crucified.
Peter. Or yeah,
All of them.
that is true. He got
All of them
he
ended
got crucified upside down. That's tough.
That's what they say. But it's not proven.
Historically proven. I got you.
Historically.
That'd be tough.
But you gotta think, all the disciples ended up getting
Tortured and
martyred,
killed. Yeah.
like horrifically.
Yeah.
So
But that just, I think, honestly, it kind of won. Someone was responding to it. My TikTok that I don't know, understand why it got so popular. It's just a random, it's a picture of an anime guy's face. And it's hard to explain what it is, but it blew up for some reason. I don't know. But the end was, the dude was smiling because it was saying you were working out to please God, or not to please God, but to honor His temple. And I've gotten a few, my first ever hating comments in my life, and they're just about trying to deny God's existence. And I was just messaging one of them, and I was like, he was comparing Christianity and the belief of a God to the same thing as why kids believe in Santa or the Tooth Fairy. And I was like, one, historians, whether they're secular or they're Christian, they will agree that Jesus was a real life person, but it's about if he's God or not. And uh, I was telling them, and I tell a lot of atheists or people who just don't believe in Christ, I ask them plain and simply, would you risk being tortured to death, outcast? You don't gain anything by going and telling people he's real just for a prank. And so that
Yeah, for a lie. Exactly. 10 times out of 10, people will find if you really believe something, you'll stand for it.
exactly, and like I think that the fact that we don't have to ever worry about being obviously tortured to death, at least I need a drop set. That was heavy. At least in Americas, there is places in the world you will be killed, like especially in an Islamic uh area. If you leave the faith, it's usually either you get outcast completely. Yeah. And so, but for here, like I have no reason to, I have no backlash. I might get a funny look like by somebody, but that really helps encourage me because if they're willing to risk their literal lives, how selfish would it be for me to not, to at worst get someone to look at me like I'm weird?
Yeah, but if you read Revelation, have you read like Revelation?
I've not read it all, but I've gotten
Somewhere in
snipping
there,
clips.
I remember there being something where it's like during the end times,
Mhm.
like you say, I'm gonna completely butcher this.
Wow.
It's something along the lines of that we're gonna be outcasts.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. And then some of us, uh,
Some will be killed.
some
Will be
yeah, some will
beheaded.
be killed. But
So that'll be a real test for those people who have to experience that. But honestly, personally, if that were to happen and I'm still alive, I think I was even asking Raiden about it. I was like, if you can clearly see everything that it talks about in Revelation, um, is going down, and this Antichrist figure is telling everyone, if you don't accept me and get this mark, you choose Christ, I'll behead you. I was like, would you still not think God is real? And or would you still try to deny him? And he still said, yeah. As far as he just did not respond. It was not a good response, but
really,
yeah, it's just okay. I didn't really, yeah, I didn't expect. I honestly was just really curious on how he would. But if that were to happen, I don't understand how anyone who, even if they're not a Christian now, could see that and then not choose Christ. But like, if you, that's literally almost like Christ coming down and being like, "Hey, I'm real," by showing it. But yeah, you're right. You would be surprised. You have verses. I'd like to
I
hear them.
do.
You said them. You said the title of them, but you never explained what
Okay.
they were.
So
Lock in.
I'm sorry.
No, no, no.
I'm sorry.
I was telling myself that, but
Uh-huh.
if you're not,
So my first verse kind of just explains why we should spread the gospel
Mhm.
and that there is a reason behind it.
Yeah.
This is Jesus speaking in Matthew 28:19. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father,
the Son, and the Holy
and,
Spirit.
and of the Son and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. So that was the last command Jesus gave before he went up to heaven. After his, what is it, 40 days?
Yeah.
No.
He was around for 40.
He was around for 40 days? After the end of the 40 days before going back up to heaven. That's the last command he gave to his disciples. And if you're a follower of Christ, I believe you should also follow the command that Jesus gave. So that's kind of the real reason why you should go spread the gospel, is because Jesus flat out says it in red letters. Go spread the gospel. Go tell people about me.
Backhands you if not.
What?
Backhands you if not.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, and I think the key thing, I think a lot of people get down on themselves if they're like, oh, I really felt like I was supposed to go talk to this random person, in public or go and pray for this person, and I didn't because I was too scared. And it's not necessary. God is not going to be like, oh, you didn't share this, you didn't spread my word to this person this one time. You're going straight to hell.
Yeah.
That's not at all what He's going to do.
No.
So you shouldn't have that fear, but also you should realize that like you taking that leap of faith, like you did with that girl, you don't know how much that can affect her life and the lives
Bingo.
of so many other people. Because like with
Exactly.
you talking to that girl, she might have gone and shared this with someone else who was really struggling, looking for
True.
this sign from God, and you took that step of faith, not knowing that they were asking for this sign, and you just saved as many souls. However, I don't know.
I
So,
can't remember exactly what she said, but she said something along the lines of, I think she said it was like her first day back to church or whatever that
could be a
day.
yeah, and
So it
like,
was like, oh my gosh, that's
what are the
crazy.
odds?
Yeah.
Hudson's avoiding the bench.
No.
Yeah, no,
No.
I promise. This is his max, actually.
It is,
One
bro.
max. But no, that is. I like that verse a lot.
I do
I
too.
mean,
It's one of my favorite ones.
he doesn't say, "Hey, if you are bored, go share it." He plain simply tells us, "Go make disciples of the nations," and you can't do that if you're you're staying in your house and all. Like that was just something I struggled with. I was like, I don't have, I don't have all the knowledge yet, so how am I equipped enough to go and make disciples? He doesn't say go sit
Well,
your.
No, sorry.
No, no.
You go. You go. You go. You go. You go. I'm sorry.
You threw me off. I thought you had a.
I'm my bad. No.
I thought you were dying or something. He doesn't
I
say
can't breathe.
sit in your room, do all this research until you're biblically scholared, then go make disciples. He says go and make disciples.
Bingo.
And I struggled with that for a while because I wanted to have all the right information, all the right scriptures before I would even go and think about it. But then you're trying to, even if you don't realize it, you're trying to be your own God. You're trying to be their salvation yourself instead of letting His Spirit work through you and work through them. What were you about to say? Yo, hold on.
It doesn't matter how old you are.
Oh yeah.
If I can't, who is it? Right. Kenzie taught about it one day, or one. It was overserved. Oh shoot! I gotta go back and look. Is it Jeremiah? It might be Jeremiah. It's either Jeremiah. It's not Joseph. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
It's like this super young kid who God appointed. We're taking weight off.
That's right.
How many are we doing?
I'm not gonna lie. Usually, whenever I do a compound lift, I just try to go and get up to a heavy set as quickly as possible.
Oh, great.
So, to be fair, you're gonna be weaker since we've already done two things.
We're throwing
25,
20s.
20s.
Let's do 25s, sure.
Are you sure? We'll do
Throw 25 and a 5. I'm doing 30.
I didn't know you were a big guy like that.
Oh, yeah. 10 pounds off of what the frick you were doing.
Yeah, so you just want to build up. I build up, like, even now, if you only want to do, like, less than 5, whenever I'm doing a compound, I don't do many reps.
For real?
You said a 5?
Huh?
You said a 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do many reps, whether I'm squatting, deadlifting, or anything. I do maximum 5 reps. That's on my beginning one. And then after I jump up from this, I'm only going to do 1 or 2 reps.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, anyway, God anointed this, like, super young kid.
I mean, David was pretty young as well.
That is true. I don't think it was David, though.
No,
it was definitely
wasn't.
But, yeah, God went and...
Hudson was young.
Yeah, I am young.
Was.
I'm a young buck. Was, yeah.
You're old.
I'm old now, yeah. My back's about to turn 79, dude. Let me tell you, bro. These joints ain't holding up.
That's... Okay, so I'm going to just steal what you were going with. Age, I think you definitely... I'm glad to hear... I can just tell, not just hear it. But you have got out of that mindset that you're too young to be equipped to go and even speak to older people, let alone people around your age, about the truth. And I noticed I'd kind of... That's what I'm talking about. Your grip is very close.
What? Yeah.
Which makes you your elbows go like that.
You don't say.
Which is
it's more triceps than chest.
Yeah. Yeah. But I ran into that problem. Actually, just keep the 25 on, just throw the plate on top of it. I ran into that problem actually.
Keeping the 5 on too? We're just taking that off.
No, take the 5 off. I think
I took the 5 off.
I ran into that problem with one of my mom's coworkers, because she's in the faith, and so my mom is the GM of Ulta, and they
Okay.
are a everyone is welcome kind of company. And my mom isn't really a Christian. She believes, I think she believes in the Christian God, but she's not a Christian. Um, but my mom's friend, she is, and she was struggling with because they are supposed to be welcome to all, and she runs the makeup area and like the skincare and all that stuff. She had to put makeup on a guy, and
Oh.
she was telling me like she just didn't feel comfortable with that. It goes against her values and her morals. And I was trying to tell her because she before this she owned her own hair salon, and she really loved that. That was what she felt God was calling her to do. She was able to be open about her faith. But then she went to this place, and I was just trying to tell her because it was the same with me when I was working at that traveling job with Sprint Turf, where it was a good paying job, but it was not where one God had called me to be, and then two, it went against my values what they were doing, and I I realized that I needed to put God first and where He wanted me to be instead of worrying about a paycheck. And I could tell I was definitely getting nervous to tell her that because I was like, I'm young. She has way more responsibilities than me. Who am I to tell her this? And I kind of just had to take a second and let God do the talking for me. And then I finally was able to get that out, which I think she needed to hear. So
No,
I've
you're good.
experienced it too, even as confident as I am in sharing my faith. It was hard. I guess I'm just not perfect.
35.
But
We're going up. We're not staying at the same weight.
That's
What you
all
on
right.
about?
Which one? Nonchalant. Huddy came out for a second. Wait, there's 2 10s right here.
Oh shoot.
Um,
That's a 5. Oh, they're 10s? We're just throwing a 10 on? Fine. I was going to go find a 35.
No, you're not.
Because you're going up in weight too, bucko.
I'll do 205 next, I guess.
205? Okay.
Yeah. But
Big man, I see.
Romans. I think that verse perfectly. I need to look at it. Romans 1:16, and it'll pull up on the video. But
Oh, okay.
plain and simply, it's saying, "Do not be ashamed to share the gospel." And it wasn't so much about sharing the gospel I was scared to do, but I was scared to give God's what God wanted me to tell her. I was ashamed of how young I was and how unequipped I felt to be. Like I didn't feel like I was.
Oh, fudge, that's far.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I wouldn't go that. No, I wouldn't go that far.
I was like, that's far.
I would say middle fingers for you.
Middle fingers for real?
Yeah, because
Dang,
you
we
had
just
your
flip off the camera then.
pinky at the at the lines last time,
I did?
and then scoot your eyes under the bar.
My eyes is under the bar. What you want about?
That's crazy. It does. You just got long arms.
Thanks.
All right, you got this. 3. Just go for 1 or 2, or even if you feel like it, 3. Go for 1 more. Be explosive. Boom. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Money. You're a big guy.
Let me
Just
think.
literally throw it on the plate.
We're just not taking. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be the same weight. I just don't want to lift it.
Lazy. I see you.
I'm just lazy.
This guy.
I'm the most lazy.
Lazy Jim,
Um,
bro.
But yeah, how have you personally in your walk with God? How have you managed to stay away from being ashamed of sharing the gospel and of just the gospel in general? Especially because as we go and as society and the culture progresses, we clearly see the gospel goes against what culture wants.
Bingo.
So how have you gone about not only just conforming to the ways of the world with Romans 10, 12, 10 something,
Mm-hmm.
but how have you not been ashamed to be open about how you're going against what people are supposed to say we're supposed to accept and love?
So at my job, right, I always have my Bible in my car. Dang near all the time. You got it, bro. Yeah. You're just going to go for 1? Come on, you had 2.
I know. I'm going
Get back on that bench. I don't care. You're going back on that bench.
I was going for 225 for like 3, but if I fail this or my arms break, I'm blaming you.
Okay. I don't care. You had 1 more. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Shut
know.
your mouth.
I was saving
You
my
shut your mouth.
saving my energy. I'm lazy. I told you this.
I'll go for one or for the 45, I guess. I'll take everything else though. We'll go for one. If we don't get it, we don't get it. Is what it is.
I'll make sure you get it.
I'm already cooked, bro.
That's good. So, I don't know if you had answered it. So how do you go about that?
That ain't 25, but I'm gonna phone it there.
What?
There's a mark on there and it says 25, but that's not like 25 that's on there. So, while I work or before I work, because I clock in early, because I'm just that guy.
Did you say Rocky Road?
I clock in early.
Oh,
What are you talking about, bro?
I thought you said before I started working at Rocky Road.
No. I work at Catalina.
Okay.
It'll show up. Trust me, it's fun. So on breaks and whenever I have free time, I always open up my Bible and try to rep out at least chapter, at least. And then that normally sparks conversations because my work really isn't like the most Christian-friendly place. Let's just say that. There's some goofy odd talk going on in there, but colorful language, if I might say. But shoot, I'll finish talking.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if you want to finish your sentence. Go for 2. You got it. Explosive. Boom. Up. You're going for one more. You got it. Slowly down. Up. Yeah, I'm not taking this, so you better keep pushing. Look at that. I probably took like only 45 pounds off.
Only 45 pounds.
No, I like what you were
so it's not really, what would I say? It's not really forcing religion like some people think Christians do. It's more of like just showing that I am a Christian and being prideful. Not really like prideful.
I'm better than you.
But like
serve the Lord. No, you're being
showing that I don't care other people's really opinions about it. I just do it anyway.
You're being a light to these people.
And that tends to spark conversations with people because they're like, oh my gosh, you're reading the Bible. I'm like, yeah, I am. He's like, you Christian? I was like, of course. He's like, well, this is a guy at my work. He's like, well, I'm Buddhist or whatever. And I was like, oh, really? That's interesting. And then we kind of just got a conversation going off of that. I was like, oh, that's sick. So I just continued reading the Bible at work and stuff.
That's what's up. You're being a light and you're being a little seed for them.
Maybe I try.
That's hard.
But
I mean,
it kind of brings the conversation onto them instead of me trying to like talk to them about it.
Yeah.
Which I mean is a good thing, but also kind of a bad thing because I should be spreading it myself.
So I think that is very true. But the key thing to keep in mind is that you don't always share the gospel and share Christ just by your words. You share it by your actions.
Bingo.
And so you reading the Bible is no different than someone going and evangelizing.
Yeah. We got one more. 2? Of course.
We'll go for 2 more.
Of course. 3.
One more.
Nice. You got it. This is all you. Dude. Why do you even have me here?
My bad. That was hurting. Okay. I think it's all the trend.
It's all the trend, bro. You're not gonna go for another set after this? Come on.
You wanna? Do you wanna?
No,
go
I was
up?
kidding.
You want me to?
I was kidding.
I could go up.
I know you could,
Mr. My back is gonna be on life. I think even that is hard.
Really?
So like, it's harder than I think you realize.
Oh, frick.
And I think for me especially, I think the hardest thing to realize for a while was not just sharing the gospel through my words, but especially through my actions. I need. Pictic just opened up. That's a W. Right there. It's all right.
Oh, did you just start it?
Yes.
Okay, so
I like that verse. I should have started pushing record. I might have to have her come back here. And
it wasn't a verse. It was just a saying.
I think that is a verse.
Yeah. No, it's not. calls the he doesn't call the equipped, he equips the
Of course,
called.
yeah.
It's not a verse, bro. It's a saying, dude. I've seen it on
You gotta
TikTok.
look it up.
No, just kidding.
Look it up. I see it on TikTok. There's no way. TikTok.
It's gotta be real, man.
TikTok does not lie.
God doesn't. Call the equipped. Equips the called. Yeah, it's a quote by Smith Wigglesworth.
That's basically the Bible.
Yeah, you're right. There might be a few Bible verses that go along with it, but it doesn't explicitly say that.
So she literally just
She spit a
made her
bar.
own Bible verse.
She made her own Bible verse. I've never done dips like this before.
You have to lower it a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Key thing,
Whatever you say.
is
I'll lower about 20.
going up, making sure you go slow on that up part. That's
On
when
that
you'll
up
get-
part?
when you're up here.
Dang, bro, you sit far back.
I don't stand. I stand up. I mean,
Oh, you sit?
a little bit. So
For
like,
real?
I almost something like that, where my feet are in front of me, and I'm just kind of pressing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you feel it, Kitty, but your
Kind of.
triceps will do something.
I'm glad to hear.
And just keep your shoulders down. Don't let them hunch up. But oh, that's actually really good. He doesn't call the equipped.
He equips the called.
And I think, like I was saying with you, I didn't feel like I had enough experience in life to.
I'm moving this backwards.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
backwards.
Oh my, you joke.
The more you lean forward, the more it's.
What if I
gonna be
do
your
this way? Because it's not. Does it really hit
Watch.
chest more? I feel like I hit chest more if I lean back more. Yes, bro. You're
Just
wrong.
chest. Peep this.
Incorrect.
Peep the form.
What if I do dips over there? You can't stop me.
You can't stop me. So my butt's not even near it.
So you're just basically popping a squat. That's so weird.
And you have to really focus on pressing. Like my arms aren't going straight behind me for it to be my chest. They're coming out.
You're right.
And then I'm trying to really focus on squeezing my boobies as I push down.
Okay. Yeah, they're tense.
You gotta tap it. Yeah.
They're tensed up. But yeah. I really do like what she said. I've heard that so many times, and it's like it's really eye opening. Like especially with like you said, David earlier.
Yeah.
Like he was not really equipped at all. Most people thought to fight Goliath, but God equipped him
I
by.
thought you said Raiden. I was like, wait, how did he
Yeah,
fight it?
Raiden fought Goliath, guys.
Is this like a remix of the Bible? Raiden.
But yeah,
I like
God basically equipped him.
That's very, very true. You see that through a lot of places.
Bingo.
Paul
Oh, you moved it up. I forgot. I was like,
clearly was not equipped to be a Christian evangelist.
Not at all. He was the exact opposite, actually.
Exactly. And
God made it blind.
God made it blind. Oh, yeah.
He made him blind.
I was like, wait. And then I realized, yeah, that is true. It's cool to think about, though. Did you have another verse? I feel like you said two.
I did.
Yeah. I wish that I should
It's
push
in
record.
Philippians 4:6.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna share it?
It's a verse you probably heard many times before. It's
Philippians 4:6.
what is it? Don't be. I think it's. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Don't be anxious in anything. I think.
But in everything.
But in
with prayer and
everything.
repetition. Yeah. Philippians 4.
Philippians 4:6.
Um.
Like I said before.
Oh, I didn't hear you say the 4 part. Yeah, I was just actually sharing that with someone I was talking to outside of the Y yesterday.
Yeah, don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation, pray and pension with thanksgiving. Present your request to God. So, kind of bring this full circle back to the verse I used earlier. Bring your request to God. God requested you to share the gospel, so that should be one of your requests, is to kind of have Him use you in order to spread His word. And I thought you moved it up for me. Never
No,
mind.
You're not cool
Spread
enough.
His word and to try to get more disciples. So you shouldn't be anxious to do any of that. You may mess up, as I'm sure all of us have
Oh,
when trying to share the gospel. But
yeah.
just don't worry about it. Like, you're gonna make mistakes. You always do. We always sin.
Also in 1 Peter 3:15, maybe.
I don't know, bro. There's a Bible on my phone.
Yeah. Well, I
Never
think
check it.
yeah, I think it is 3:15. I know it's in First Peter, and I'm almost positive it's 3:15. But basically, it's saying be
I'll
ready
go
to
down.
give an account,
70 felt
like
like
be able to give answers if someone comes to you. And but the key thing I really took away from it, not only just being able to have answers for these questions from non-believers,
dang,
but
20 pounds makes a difference. I'm about to fly. Like I'm actually like my feet are off the ground.
you're gonna have to bounce here. Hold on, keep going. But handling it with gentleness and compassion is the key thing. I feel your big shoulder blades retracting around my hand. Drop set. Come on, what are you
Drop
doing?
set, you right, my bad. I'm sorry, Dad. Don't hurt me.
Yeah. Here's another verse that just popped up when I was saying that. Oh no, it wasn't a verse. So how would you? I don't know if you've had to do this yet, but with sharing the gospel with people of different faiths, not just atheists or agnostic people, but like if someone was a Muslim or like how you experience with that Buddhist person.
Sorry, huh?
What did you say?
But
Dude, he's hitting chest flies. I want to hit him with him so bad.
what did you say?
He's hitting chest flies, and it looks so scrumptious. And he's taking off his pump cover. Oh my gosh!
What was you say?
How would you go about not having anxiety or anything with sharing it with people of a different faith,
Okay,
not
so
just an atheist or agnostic?
first thing I'd advise, and this is coming from a young kid who's only done this a couple of times. I don't do this for a living. But understand where they're coming from. And I feel like as Christians, like especially longtime Christians, we believe that everybody's heard the good news. When truthfully, that's just not the case. Most people don't know what the good news is. They've never heard of it.
They've heard
So-
you're going to hell.
Yeah, some people have like never heard that before, and it kind of just like opened my eyes when I started people like questioning when I say like the good news, like what is that? And it was like, oh shoot, you don't know what this is. It's just like wow, it's crazy that I take so much for granted.
Yeah. Wow, you're so selfish.
And I just think it's crazy. And then
Said everything.
yeah, just try to understand where they're coming from, and then one conversation isn't going to change the point of view. Like you can have multiple conversations and that's fine. They might be deeply rooted in that, but just try to like understand where they're coming from, and like it's not really reason. What's the word for it? It's like plead, kind of like plead with them and try to like convince them to like at least look into it, like read at least like one of the four gospels and try to like get a good understanding. Yeah, and see if it's trustworthy. Exactly.
I like what you're saying though. That's not gonna take. It's not just gonna be one time that can makes them believe, but multiple. And it's just like Philippians 4:6.
Oh, you added 10.
Prayer and petition.
How long goes to 15?
Just like you go to God multiple times for the same prayer, you should go. You shouldn't just speak to someone once and then just be like, "Oh, well, I did my part." Go after them like you go after God. And obviously, you need to have social cues and understanding of your surroundings, and not be like, "Hey, 3 hours later, be like, hey, you decided to give your life to Christ?" But like, I mean, check up on them, because you don't know if they needed that one more really good conversation for them to really want to seek out what you're cooking up. So I don't know. I'm looking at the cables, and I'm just wondering.
Hey, we can do cable fly. I don't care.
I want to do it on the machine he's using, or the cables he's using.
This is killing my triceps way more than my freaking chest.
I know, because you like boys.
You're right. How'd you know?
It's just the shirt. Something.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think. I
was about to ask you.
Are you done? With that?
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. You just hit him with a prayer. He
Praise the
must
Lord.
know you're a Christian now.
Not the shirt. The shirt don't say nothing.
It's the hands. It was wow. Knocking over the camera.
I can't imagine this guy.
All right, let's see. That looks
pretty good.
Um, um, what was I saying?
If you don't got anything, I was gonna say something.
No, yeah.
Okay.
No, you're not.
No, yeah.
You're
I
too
can't
young. You're not equipped to know.
But so yeah, just the reason with them, ask them about their religion to try to get like an understanding about what they believe,
Yeah.
and try to grab some. This might feel weird, but some things in some religions are almost the exact same
Yeah.
as what Jesus says. So try to grab like some similarities, but then more importantly, figure out the differences in between Christianity and their religion. To try to like, it's not really.
Oh,
Yeah, you want to convert them, but have an honest conversation and show that you truly care about it.
It's not a debate.
It's not a debate.
It's a conversation.
Bingo.
No, it's a debate.
No,
It's 100% a debate.
you're wrong. I'm right.
You better convert.
It's all over.
You're going straight to hell. That one did not. My right shoulder felt crunchy.
Uh-oh.
Crunchy.
One armed pec flies?
It's easier. The weight is easier than you think. I think you could do 50s. It wasn't that heavy.
You say 50s?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's down 20 pounds, so I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could have done 70.
You definitely could have. It wasn't that heavy. It's just my right shoulder was feeling crunchy. Crunchy
Sure.
peanut butter.
Excuses. How the fudge did you do this?
You just face, yeah, and then just go. The key thing why I do single arm is to focus on the squeeze. You don't get much of a stretch from it. You might want to turn a little more this way.
I was like, that feels weird. I don't know what it is, but that don't feel right.
And then come back with less of an open arm, but with almost like how you're pressing. So yeah, bend, yeah. So it doesn't put as much stretch or strain on your shoulder. That is cute. Cool. Cute, not cute. That is. I was thinking of multiple things in my head. Is what we'll go with. No, but there's a few of my friends at the Y. They are Muslims, but they're younger. Like the oldest one is they're all family members, but the oldest one is not even as old as me. He's a year older than you, I believe, and they're not like they're Muslim because their parents have raised them that way, and because they're just an Islamic family. But it's been really difficult because the younger ones that are like 8 to 10, they've come up to me with questions as far as like whenever I'm recording and they're here asking me about the faith, and I'll share it, but it's also really hard because I'm very confident in my ability to have a debate type quote unquote with someone who is Muslim because I've done enough research to feel confident in how I can not just disprove it, but that sounds wrong. But
Okay.
I'm that guy.
Hit him with that.
No, but like because the key thing is Muslims think the only reason they're not Christians is just because they don't understand the triune, the 3-in-1 type of idea, and then also they think they believe in the same Father, like how we believe the Father is. They believe in that same. They think they do. It's just that Jesus was a prophet, and I feel very confident in my abilities to make someone understand that, like just based off of their own their Quran, how Muhammad was not someone you'd want to follow just through what he did.
Yeah.
But it's really hard because they're kids, and I don't want to. I don't, especially because it's the younger ones that are more interested in it. It's really, I'm not gonna lie, I have been a little scared to really get into their faith as far as telling them about how it's very close to a lot of people will go and say as far as to say that it's almost the Allah is the devil in Christianity as far as how he teaches. But it's hard because I don't want to offend them, and that's me honestly. Plain and simply, it's me trying to take control of it instead of letting God speak to them the way He needs to. So I do need to get better at that.
Yeah.
Got any advice?
On that particularly, no.
Jeez.
Well, it's just the problem. Yeah, like you said, these kids are younger. And are they like really like into Muslim faith? Like, do they know?
They haven't even read the Quran. The kids haven't. The older ones have read a little bit, but that's what
See,
that's why it's hard. Because even if I want to point out things that are just like, why would you follow this in the Quran? They won't know. They might just think I'm lying.
Yeah,
because they haven't read it themselves.
it's true.
But like, I want to talk to their dad because their dad is he would what we would call a Christian scholar. He is like a Muslim scholar, kind of.
Okay.
He knows the Quran. This is a heavy drop set, so if this is heavy, then use it. But I want you to get like 8 reps or so.
Oh, great.
But yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, for sure. I've been trying to talk to some Muslim friends of mine.
How's that go?
Well, I haven't done it yet, but I've been
Like, I've been doing it, but like
no. I've been trying to like find a good time to like talk about it because the kids on my soccer team at least. I would really want to talk to his parents about it.
Is it Asim or what's his name?
Senshi.
Yes, that's the kid I'm talking about. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's younger than I am.
Because he has an older brother, 2 older brothers.
Senshi? No, we don't. There's only 2 kids.
Oh, then no, it's not.
Okay.
He sounds like the same name. Maybe I'm lying.
Wow.
I don't know their names because they have
I don't know their names.
Islam, like they have those names that you just would be hard to like, say, and then their youngest brother or youngest sibling was born in America, so they all have these Arabic type of names, and then the youngest one is just Ryan. when I heard it, because they were giving me their names, and I was like, "What's his name?" And they're like, Ryan. I didn't think they were. I thought they were lying for like 2 days straight, and then they're like, "Yeah, he was born in America," so they just named him Ryan. But shoot, Ryan's kind of tough.
I don't know why I just find that so funny, bro.
He's just not a Ryan-looking guy. Oh my gosh, the cables have opened. I want to do one high-to-low set at least. Yeah, this was kind of one of those topics like the past few ones where it's not something that like would take a whole long time to go over, just because there's not a lot of it's not really a super in-depth type of thing. But no, I have enjoyed this conversation because it's helped me.
That's good.
Honestly, in smaller areas, but also
I'm teaching Trey something.
No, calm down.
Oh, my bad.
I've already know it all. No, but it's nice seeing how you've progressed in your faith because I haven't really. Oh my gosh, they took it. I haven't really had a real conversation with you about any of like the faith stuff since honestly since that time at the coffee shop. So it's nice seeing that you're doing well.
Back down we go.
All right. So we're here with
Elias Art.
No interviewing. Are you a Christian? Are you a Christian? Sorry.
No, that's not.
Do you have any reason? Do you have a reason not?
I'm not forced to be. No.
Yeah. That's the key thing. You should never want to be forced to do anything.
No, exactly.
It's got to be a desire of your own heart.
Bingo.
If you ever have questions, though, and I see you in here, I expect you to ask them. All right. So how have you guys? The video we're doing right now is how to overcome fear and anxiety when sharing the gospel. How have you experienced this? That fear and doubt and whatnot to not share it, and if so, do you guys have any ways you guys have overcome being whatever? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
You look like you're tweaking.
I don't want to answer, but I don't want to answer it.
Why not?
Well, because like I feel like a lot of the time I'm afraid I'll say the wrong thing. I'm afraid I'll say the wrong thing.
Well, share what we just shared.
Which part?
About not being the equipped part with the girl shit.
Oh, the equipped. Okay, so we met a girl on there who, when we were talking about, it doesn't matter how young you are. God doesn't equip, or God doesn't call the equipped, but He equips the called.
Yeah.
Exactly. So even though you may mess up like I do, trust me. This guy and Brady Johnson convinced me to go talk to this random girl at the cup once. I stumbled over my words, said the wrong thing like 10 times. It's all right though. She got the message. She understood it, and that's all that really matters. As long as they understand what you're saying, then you're good.
That's what kind of reminded me of. I was reading it and doing more. Like I just asked
Yeah.
Christopher a lot.
Of course.
What?
Ask Christopher.
Ask the pastor.
So, what do you like? Say what he just said. How can you take that away to where, if you do feel compelled by God to go share it, how now hearing this and actually understanding it, how can you allow God's peace to come over you? Like, is there anything you think you can take away from this so you don't have that doubt and fear?
I mean, I just feel like you gotta do it. It's like it's kind of like you're gonna jump off a diving board, okay? You're nervous to do it, but you do it anyways because it's fun. Okay?
That's fair.
Save those that are in need, and then it's fun. It's fun for them. It's fun for you. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
Doves.
Interesting.
Now your turn.
I like that point of view.
So,
Come on.
Have you? I wasn't shaking your hand. So have you experienced that where there's been a time you felt God was telling you, "Hey, go pray for that person. Hey, go share the gospel," and you just didn't feel.
Yeah, I mean, what actually inspired me was actually when I was with you last year. And you
Ooh.
ran with that lady at the gas station. And once I saw that, like, I always thought, like, people would be like, no, that's weird, and that would draw them away from God because they're like, I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, from times of prayer, I've just felt like God's touched my heart to be like, hey, like, there's people in need that you don't even know want to. And if you touch them, it could change their life forever.
Ooh.
That's what kind of touched me. So, like, at Serve, like, when I went up and talked, like, it wasn't the most spiritual thing, but just to
Be there.
just to be there and talk, to let everybody know, like, I love God, and if you need help, I'm here to help you with God. And even though I might not be the most serious sometimes, like, I can get serious and learn.
When is that guy ever
God.
serious?
But
I like that. That's valid.
It's a bar.
Thank you for taking some time to come out here
Yeah,
with
for
us.
sure.
yeah, of course.
We're gonna go look at our boobies though.
Yeah, we hit chest. See you live.
Pump check.
My arms wait.
You're in this as well.
Oh, I'm in it. Why?
Because your boobies are so big. Oh, you don't have to. You can just sit on the sideline. He's got a David Lade build and he's freaking scared to.
I am scared to show it. I don't got a David Lade build. I'm just skinny.
That's fair. Well, no, you have a David Lade
Look
build.
at this guy. Look at this big guy. Oh my guys, bro. Yeah, okay. We didn't even hit biceps or nothing. He's hitting side chest. And he's hitting triceps too, of course he is. This guy.
I'd say the workout was good. It's always hard when I'm doing videos to like really just be. Hold on, let me fix
Locked
you guys.
in.
Yeah, to be just like in the zone, just purely.
How'd you feel about today? Did I lock you in or did I lock you out?
I was locked out
Of course.
for 5 minutes.
No,
You did good. It was, yeah. It's just hard to because usually you want a quicker with less reps type of, or not reps, less rest. There's the word. It took me a while, but it was still good. Yeah, the last video I had to keep the pump cover. Actually, not the last video. The video prior, I had to keep the pump cover on because I don't like taking it. I have a freaking I popped blood vessels in my chest.
Ooh, that means you really hit chest well. Pop some blood vessels. Ooh. Abs are
But it was a good video. I enjoyed it. Hudson, I've always appreciate having those kind of talks with you.
Oh, thank you. I love it.
Well, I did not go that far. But oh my gosh. Shout out to my barber. My boobies are insane.
What?
I hope you guys got something.
In your what? Your kidneys?
Hope you guys did enjoy the video. You got something from it. I know I always enjoy doing this here.
What?
Now the spotlight's on you so I can talk.
Oh, great.
I hope you guys were able to get something from it like I surely did. I don't know if Hudson did.
I always do, especially when talking to you, Trey.
But as you guys can see Hudson's a freaking mass monster.
I don't know about that.
But you do have a big chest.
Thank you.
I was talking to myself.
Oh yeah, of course he was.
No, but
He does got the mommy milkers.
if you guys, like I always tell you, if you guys have any different perspectives or feedback, let me know whether it's in the comments or on Instagram. Excuse me. And if you guys disagree with anything we said, rate him. Let me know. I know you will. So
Always does.
yeah,
I love him though.
once again, buddy, thank you for taking time out. I didn't know how long it'd be before I got you actually on here, so I'm glad it was this quick. Otherwise, you want to end it off with like a synchronized side
Side
chest to
chest.
side try.
Side chest to side, sure.
Ooh, okay, hear me out. Then hit him with the. Yeah. Oh, I'm be so big. All right, so we'll end it off. You guys with a freaking synchronized pose. All right. And then.
He's got to go up. Of course he does.
Again, he's about to explode again. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time. Assuming one of the next videos might be a podcast. So,
Oh, I'm down with the podcast. Oh, that'd be nice for you.
so you guys might not see it.
I'll probably never be back. Trey doesn't like me. Never coming back.
He's gay. He's a nonchalant redhead. Oh, I've actually seen a few. I've seen like the jacket pump checks.
Jacket pump
boys, but,
checks?
like, it's kind of tough. Where they're just like, but you need a bigger chest for that.
Yeah, yours is too small. Bro had
Until next time,
he gave himself a hernia.
I will see you guys later. Oh, I missed. Hold on, I gotta run it back. Last time I missed, I had to hit him with the. Completely missed. Oh yeah, we'll say it counted. We'll say it counted. All right, we have an intermission. This is, I guess, the what is it?
What's on your hat?
What is it called? Post credit scene? Is that what they're called?
Huh?
When like at the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's post credit
This is our
scene.
post-credit scene for YouTube. So we're here with.
Miranda.
It's gonna be really loud if you talk right next to it. Okay. No, you're good.
No,
So we're with Miranda. So how have you experienced personally fear and anxiety when you felt God calling you to go share the gospel?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. And then how have you, if you have actually recognized that that's what you're feeling, how have you overcame it to where you kind of just take that step, the next step type of deal? That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I kind of just recognize that those like thoughts are not from God. The fear, the anxiety telling me I'm not good enough to tell the gospel, not like I don't know enough about it. That's all from the devil. And I have to recognize that. And I have to ask God for strength to overcome that voice and listen to his voice. So that's what I would say.
That's pretty good. Okay, so we didn't ask them, but how would you go about that? So I feel like it's a little easier to listen to that if they're not, they have no belief system or
Right.
like agnostic. But how would you go about that with someone who already is secure in like if they're in their the Islamic faith or
Okay.
With how he was saying he has a worker or a coworker that's a Buddhist. How would you
Mm-hmm.
go about doing that? How would you overcome that fear and anxiety when you know that they are of
A
the practice?
different
Practice?
faith.
Yeah.
I
that
think
kinda
just
change?
this, I don't think it would change at all. No, it's definitely, it'd be harder. It'd be like, the voices would be definitely like,
Louder.
they're, yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
But I don't think it would change. Yeah. You need my help?
All right. Thank you for
End scene.
in post credit scene.
You suck, bro. You're bad.